I'm going to talk about this Cary Elwes tweet about Princess Bride remake.
Oh, wow, we're really going to bring that up.
Yeah. Yes. Did you see? I showed it to you.
Well, I think Rick sent me an article about it, and I just said like, "Oh, fucking God, no."
Yeah.
When I saw the first tweet,
the Variety article, right?
saying that 2 people are interested, for a second I thought like, oh, don't tell me the original.
Well, you know what other news we could have put in here, but I mean, the show's already so loaded. But that's Saved by the Bell story too.
Oh yeah, that's
But
true.
it's whatever.
So he responded to that Variety article in like the best way possible. It's like there's a shortage of perfect movies in this world. It'd be a shame to damage this one.
Throw it up, Rick.
Yeah.
That's right there. It's right there. It's in the notes.
Oh, it is, okay.
So I saw this, and I thought, perfect. Best way to sum it up. Nailed it. Then in the replies, I guess, or because that came up in my Google feed, an article from the New Yorker came up.
Is that it?
So there was an article in New Yorker that said, like the headline is "Remake Everything, especially for the Princess Bride," and I was like, Right away, I'm like, okay, this person's just trying to get.
Yeah,
Clickbait.
Especially. Fuck you.
So I read the article, and I ranted a little bit about this in the group chat.
Yeah.
And the article is basically saying,
Rick, you've seen this movie, right?
Yeah. No
Okay.
offense. Really got
Hurry up.
okay. So the article is basically saying that they should remake this because the ideals of this movie are so antiquated and out of touch. And that, Buttercup is just a bumbling damsel in distress that needs to be saved. And I absolutely love strong female leads and strong female characters in all forms of entertainment and media. But if you're going to do that, you can't call it the fucking Princess Bride. If you're going to change the fundamentals of these characters, then it's a different fucking movie. It's a different movie.
Yeah.
And this article goes on about the patriarchy in society and fucking all this bullshit and like...
You put that article
Yeah.
I
did.
I was supposed to read
That's
it.
okay. It's okay. You don't have to. But my rant I want to go on is sentiments like that and people like that and the people who think like that. Yes, I understand that our society is male dominated. Less so now than it's ever been, but it is. But I grew up being raised by strong fucking women. My mom, my grandmother, and my aunt are the 3 strongest women I've ever met in my life. And they're very independent. And they're very into strong females. But I was raised to open doors and say please and thank you and pull the chair out for a woman or a lady or or someone who's older than me, or give up my seat if I am sitting down somewhere for chivalry. And it's and it is because of movies like this, movies like the John Cusack stuff from the 80s, movies like the Molly Ringwald stuff from the 80s. It's or just that style. Like our society would be in a much worse place if we weren't taught in to respect women and treat them properly. And like, in what fucking world is holding the door open for anybody, man, woman, child, elderly, whatever, a bad thing? I can open my own fucking door. Yeah, I know, but I'm already here.
Yeah.
So go on ahead. Like, I just can't stand like this whole toxic masculinity bullshit that's going out on the internet, and this fucking article from the New Yorker. If you want to read it, go ahead and read it. But all it is just it and it really like bothered me because it's basically trashing everything I grew up being taught by 3 strong fucking women. And I can't like just let shit like that go. Like that's like I always see articles or tweets and things like that, and like I do a thing where when I see something like this that pisses me off, I open up Notepad on my phone or on my laptop and I write and I read it over and I go, that's not worth fucking posting because
That's good that you do that though.
Nobody's gonna care. But this shit really fucking bothered me, and it's so fucking stupid. Like, yes, the ideals of the damsel in distress and a woman who can't defend herself, which is the way this article paints the characters, and like fine. If you want to paint it that way, if that's what you got out of it, I think you're the problem, not, what I got out of it.
Yeah.
So, and if you're going to remake this movie and this person is saying change all the characters around and have her be like, yes, that would be great. But then that's not The Princess Bride. That's a different movie altogether and a different story being told.
Yeah.
So don't remake The Princess Bride to make a strong female lead. Make a fucking movie with a strong female lead. And let that be their story.
Mm-hmm.
You don't get to tell people how to write their stories and how to, put out their art. You don't get to do that. If you don't like it, cool. If you want to criticize it, cool. But if you're one of these fucking idiots that says this shouldn't exist because I don't believe this way, that's the antithesis of what art is.
It's entertainment. Like, it's a story. You know what I mean? Like, why? Like, I get it. Like, everyone's, like, the feminist movement and all this other stuff, and women can do... Like, of course women can do stuff. Like, no one's saying that. But why does that mean every single piece of art or entertainment has to reflect that now? I mean, in some situations, yeah. Like, a woman does like to be taken care of by a guy. Or maybe some women aren't adventurous and can do a lot of things on... You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Like, there's all different types. Like, why is it not okay for a damsel in distress story to still exist? And why does that mean that, like, it's toxic masculinity? Like, yeah. Why can't it exist? Like, I don't understand.
Okay, so...
like this, when you said women towards me, I'm like...
In what world...
That's the long, pretty hair.
In what world is a story about a man going to the ends of his fucking existence to reunite with his true love? In what world is that toxic masculinity? Yeah. In what fucking world?
I know, right? He's rescuing the love of his life.
So, yeah. So if you want to frame it as like, oh, she's just eye candy and a damsel in distress to talk for the fucking male power fantasy of Wesley. No, that's not what this fucking movie is.
If I remember right, she doesn't even have that much screen time, honestly, so you can't even say that she's just the eye candy.
But so you can take that from this movie if you want. But I choose to take what I just said. Yeah. This is a man going to the ends of the earth and his existence, risking life, limb, and death. Not to save, to reunite with his true love.
Yeah.
In what world is that toxic masculinity or a bad thing? Because if it is, like, I'm checking the fuck out if that's the world I live in now.
Yeah. I mean, instead, what's he supposed to do? Like, he finds out that the woman he loves has been kidnapped, and, just so he doesn't get accused of toxic masculinity.
Oh, she can get herself
out. It's all good. Yeah. Can I have some more coffee? Yeah. I'm just going to sit here and read the paper.
So, yeah, So, and like I said, I did. I opened up Notepad on my phone, or Keep, and I typed and typed and typed a long fucking thing. And I was like, it's not worth posting. But then I thought about it, and I was like, no, but, it's worth fucking talking about.
This person's a fucking moron. I couldn't read this article. Because he takes Cary Elwes... I don't know how you say his last name. Cary Elwes or whatever.
Yeah, that's close.
But yeah, he takes his tweet, which we already said, shortage of perfect movies in this world, blah, blah, blah. And the next paragraph, it seems self-evident that no film is literally damaged by a remake, and that if any damage results, it's of a psychological, not a cinematic nature.
So I bet this is the same person that'll complain about the Transformers movies ruining their childhood.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
No, it didn't. You just don't have to watch it.
I don't know. I don't think I could bring myself to fucking read it.
On the surface, on the macro, a remake of The Princess Bride isn't going to cheapen the original. It's not going to, because that movie will still be fucking amazing.
Just gives you a choice which one you want to watch.
But what I will say is that I did actually end up watching the new Ghostbusters movie. I didn't like it. Yes, it's like a send up. So I see where people really enjoy it. I get that. But my nephew Ryan thinks that's the only Ghostbusters movie. And I'm like, bro, there's two way better ones.
Yeah.
And that have nothing to do with them being a male cast. They're just better movies. But yeah, so no, it does not. It will not ever tarnish the legacy of the original, The Princess Bride. But I'd hate for one to come out and completely change everything and be bad, and then people think, oh, that's The Princess Bride. Like, no, man, There's a better movie out there.
Yeah. Scroll up for a second, Rick. Like this quote, this thing at the end of this paragraph bugs me too. Like, says, that's why I'd like to make a modest proposal to the film industry in response to the Princess Bride outcry, namely, remake everything, or at least anything, and see whether a filmmaker, a screenwriter, a producer, and a group of actors have the insight and the imagination to meet the challenges and the inspirations of the classics. How about the challenge and the inspiration to write something fucking new?
Yeah.
And not go back to the well. Like, I mean, why is that the game we have to play? And then I heard on the way over here, I was flipping through radio stations, and it was I don't know, I think it was Lithium on Sirius. Mm-hmm. And what's Rob Zombie's movie that just came out? 3 from Hell? Or is coming out? Or is premiering soon? Like anyways, I guess, and this is secondhand information, so maybe it's out of context. I don't know. But I guess Rob Zombie was interviewed, and they asked him about, movie remakes or whatever. And I guess he said, he's like, every movie should be remade. There's no harm in remaking everything. Something along those lines. And I'm just like, no, like, why? Like, why are you feeding that beast? You know what I mean? Is there harm? No. Does it have to be done? No. No, it doesn't. And especially not for the reasons that this person fucking wants it done.
And there's stuff in this article where this person brings up remakes of movies that are considered classics now. Like Scarface was a remake. I've never liked Scarface. I don't get it. It's not for me. But there's a couple other movies that this person brings up that are widely regarded as the best and were remakes. Yeah, that can fucking happen. It does happen. It has happened. In music.
Star is Born.
Yeah, well, I have never seen the original. So I don't know.
I'm not even talking about the current one. There's two.
Yeah, I know.
Barbra Streisand one.
Yeah, and the one before. It happens in music all the time where an artist will write a song and release it on an album and it doesn't gain any traction, and then another artist will come and do their version of the song and it blows up huge. Garth Brooks did it with Shameless. Like, yeah, the Billy Joel version was a massive hit, but if you ask, I guess not necessarily, but if you ask people, oh, who sings the song Shameless? They would probably say Garth Brooks, because a lot of people think that's the version. And I think it's a better version of the song. I like Billy Joel also, but I think the Garth Brooks version of Shameless is a superior song. It happens. It fucking happens. Blinded by the Light is a Bruce Springsteen song that sucks, but the cover of it went huge and is the definitive version of that song.
Yeah.
And it's a great version of that song and a great song in general. But it happens. Scarface, it happens. Star is Born, it happens. But you can't make the exception to the rule. That's not how things work.
It's just a gamble. I mean, it can either work or it cannot work.
Yeah.
So, and then you could either make a remake or remake it or not remake it.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I know a lot of people like the Lady Gaga Star is Born,
Yeah.
People thought that was going to win a lot of shit and didn't really. I don't think it won. I think it only won 2 awards, I want to say. I could be wrong. But the Barbra Streisand one, won a shit ton of awards.
Yeah.
Or Oscars. And that was a hit.
Yeah.
And people really liked the last one before that. Of course, there were the older people.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it was an older movie. I think that one, I don't remember what that, I don't even want to guess what year that one came out in. But it just depends whether it becomes a hit or not.
Yeah, and like this person said, yes, there's writers, directors, actors, producers, studios that can be behind stuff and make them good. But by and large, man, that's not what's fucking happening. That is not what's happening.
The majority, I don't think, would want to see a reboot. Majority of people.
So I guess I can step off my soapbox now, but I had to get that out.
No, and that's good. I don't know. You know where I stand on this stuff about remakes and rehashes and all that sort of deal.
Yeah.
I mean, could we go back and completely redo episode number 20 of this fucking podcast? Sure we can. But why? I mean, isn't it stupid when you fucking think about it?
Yeah.
Like, it's dumb. Like, why?
Okay, why don't we let's
go back to 20.
No. Let's pick an episode
and remake
and then transcribe it and get Cheesy and Wolf to do it.
That'd be fucking funny.
Oh my god, that'd be hilarious.
I'm not transcribing.
Like, seriously. And I'm not saying that they can't do it or anything like that. I'm just saying, like, how ridiculous does that fucking sound?
Yeah.
It's ridiculous. Like, there's been a movement for over a decade now to try and get a remake of Back to the Future going. And, like, fuck no. No.
It's been written that it will never happen.
Yeah, I know,
until he dies.
But that doesn't stop people from trying to get it going.
Oh, yeah, they can try to throw money at it, but I have a feeling that's one that won't get made as long as he's still alive.
Yeah. I don't know, man. Again...
As long as he's alive.
Robert Zemeckis.
Oh, okay.
He said he won't. Like, he has right of refusal to anything Back to the Future related. And he won't. It was hard enough to get the game made.
Yeah.
But he really took it.
Yeah.
He really was like, well, let's make this a thing. And that game is fucking amazing. It's so good, and it's because they're all involved. But yeah, I don't know, man. Like, I felt like this article attacked my toxic masculinity, and I had to defend myself.
I don't know. I feel like the person was just trying to take like a different angle. It's like, oh, let me, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's fine. I don't know.
Hey, man, I open doors, I pull out chairs, I put the fucking toilet seat down. It's how I was raised. And if you have a problem with that, go fuck yourself.
I think it's a weird angle too. Like you said, you want to watch Princess Bride, and what you get out of it is that it's a damsel in distress movie. Yeah. That's all you get out of it. And it's just like...
male power fantasy.
No matter what you think about, like, people like damsel in distress movies. People like love stories, even if the ending is fucking predictable. People like fucking movies like Bad Boys. Even the ending of that is probably predictable, too. Like, it's just the ride that it takes.
Isn't it like a revenge story, too? I mean, he's...
well, one of the characters is on a revenge story,
right, because of his father.
Inigo Montoya.
Yeah.
Remember that shirt I had? That shirt was so dope.
I do. What happened?
It just got old and tattered and...
Yeah.
Yeah, man, it's why I hated 50 First Dates so much, because they didn't give me the ending that I thought was coming and that I wanted. I hate the ending. No, I hate the ending.
No, he doesn't like the ending.
Yeah,
the ending doesn't bother me, but it does...
The ending was
kind of
up, but
it's still
I appreciate the choice they made. I appreciate the choice they made. But yes, it was a very predictable romantic comedy movie.
And we say it all the time.
And I wanted the predictable ending.
Yeah.
And when I didn't get it, I got very upset.
Yeah.
But I appreciate the choice they made.
So, Bat Sam on the chat just said, why can't people use that energy just to come up with new movies?
Right.
Well, here's the thing.
You do know I did say that, though, already. Like, because I pointed out a part of the article where I said when they're talking about using the energy inspiration.
Yeah.
But yeah, Bat Sam, thank you so much. Because, I mean, yeah, exactly. Like, it ends the fucking conversation.
But the thing is, like, the mass majority of people, if you give them something new, are they really going to see it?
So, who cares?
Like,
who cares?
There are good movies out there that have nothing to do with, you know, reboots, remakes, or even superheroes.
Or IP that exists already.
People don't watch it, though.
I think that's a great...
I feel like it's rare.
But that's a greater problem that I think was perpetuated by the movie industry.
Yeah.
Oh, that's what you're saying. Okay.
It's what they've kind of programmed everybody to be like.
Also,
I also don't know that that's totally... I don't think that's I think that's a little bit of a hot take, though. I don't think it's fair to say that nobody watches original
I'm not saying nobody does. I'm just saying...
I know, but just the way you said it,
of people feel
He's
like...
clickbaiting just like this fucking...
Yeah.
There's a small amount of people...
He wants someone to respond to this like I did to that.
There's a small amount of people who, do go out and watch originals.
Yeah.
You know? And I'm going to bring this up again. You know, there's some good movies that I just saw out there. Blinded by the Light, you know... what was Yesterday, Peanut Butter Falcon.
I still want to. I need to see that. Damn it, I want to see that movie.
Well, I guess the other one I was going to name was not really an original. It's based on a true story movie, but
well, so was Blinded by the Light.
Well, yeah, that too. But I guess it's original story.
What was
that
the
was
other one
from
you
a
were
book.
going to mention?
What was it called? Game Change, with Keira Knightley.
Okay.
Is it Keira Knightley? Who's in the Pirates movies?
Keira Knightley.
Okay, yeah, it was her. Yeah, it has to do with like
the Game Changer?
Game Changer or something like that. Yeah, like
So,
that was a pretty good.
You can go F yourself, New Yorker, and whoever wrote this article.
No, it's not the Game Changers. That's a documentary.
I will. I'll continue functioning throughout my life with my quote toxic masculinity and open doors for my wife and kids and friends and if I happen to
50-50.
get to the door first, you know, like, yeah,
That's a great movie.
I would absolutely go to the ends of the earth and my existence to rescue my family or my friends that I
Yeah.
consider my extended family. Or fucking extended family that I consider closer than some of my blood family. Like,
Right.
This is a shit take of that story.
Yeah.
And, I think it's really unfair to paint an entire genre of movie
The
and
story,
people who like those movies that way.
the story is a story.
Yeah.
It's written by someone,
Mm-hmm.
and they can write it however they want with whatever outcome they want. That's what creativity gives anyone.
And don't touch this fucking one, okay? Just do me a favor.
Like I said earlier,
Leave it alone.
and I'll end it on this. The minute you start trying to tell somebody how to make their art, you are completely
You're
going.
destroying art.
You're going completely against what art is.
Yeah.
Art is supposed to be self-expression. Art is supposed to be telling your story, no matter the medium. And the minute you tell somebody you can't tell your story the way you're telling it because I don't like the way you're telling it, then you're not a fan of art anymore.
Not everyone's gonna agree with
You're
your story.
You're a douche waffle.
God.
Yeah.
So let's move forward.
That works. Oh,